Honeybees. Today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough or talk-through tutorial using a lot of new products or things like the Immaculate Foundation that you have wanted to see me apply. I'm going to use some of the new NYX products, and I'm using the Chocolate Bonbons palette from Too Faced, which I know you guys wanted to see a look that I had done in a vlog 2 weeks ago, I believe. So if you're interested in this look, please keep watching. Love you guys. Okay guys, so as you can see, of course, when I want to film a tutorial, I have a little teeny pesk right here, and then on my hairline I have a little blemish. So I'll be showing you how I usually cover that. But let's start off with a priming spray. This is from Skindinavia, and you use this to prime your skin first. I'm going to also be using a setting spray later and a regular primer. So this is like long-lasting makeup for sure. So you want to do it in an X and then a T. And let that kind of set down. I really like priming sprays. They really do help my makeup, I feel like. Next I'm going to use something I haven't tested out yet, but I know it's more of a glowy primer. And this is from Rouge Bunny Rouge, the Prelude in the Clouds Aqua Primer. I've heard really good things about this. I believe it's similar to the Hourglass primer, so we'll see. It does have a nice pump. So it's a very liquidy consistency. I'm just going to go ahead. Ooh, it feels really nice. I'm just going to apply that everywhere with my hands. Now I did already apply a treatment on my blemish and my sunscreen. Doesn't really have a smell to it, this primer. And it's a little glowy, but it's not overkill. So if you're like oily in your T-zone like I am, I don't think it will be overkill. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Immaculate Liquid to Powder Foundation. This is mattifying, oil-free, really for someone that's normal to really oily. If you're dry, or if you don't have any sort of oil in your skin, like if you don't even have oil in your T-zone ever, this is not the foundation for you. But since it's starting to get warmer here in Arizona, I've been reaching for this. So about a pump on my hand here. And this is a foundation you need to apply in sections. You don't want to apply it all over the face and then go to town. And I am using this IT Cosmetics Angled Buffing Foundation brush. I feel that this foundation looks better using a brush first, and then I go in with my beauty blender. And this does kind of have a smell to it, this foundation. It has like some kind of ingredient in it to help with your oil production. So it's like skincare and foundation in one. Okay, so that's what it looks like after application. I forgot to say I'm in the shade Shell, which I believe is the second lightest. Alright, so you can probably tell, my brows today are driving me nuts. Okay, so you can probably tell on my nose it might seem not as much coverage. I don't know if you can tell in the camera. My nose just does not like to have foundation on it for some reason. So I'm going to use my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer down my nose and a little bit on the sides where there's a little bit more discoloration under my eyes. And I am going to use more of a brightening concealer in the inside of the eye. Obviously, you don't need to do this if you're not looking for a full coverage look. I don't do this every day. And I'm just using my beauty blender to blend that. I'm also going to go over my eyelids with that concealer. The MAC Pro Longwear Concealer is awesome for priming the eyes and giving you a really nice base. It looks so funny with that on my nose right now. Maybe should have blended that first. Yeah, this is real life right here. Now I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever HD Concealer just for the inner corner for a more brightening effect. I usually would use this with the neutralizer as well, which I do have next to me, but since I use the MAC Pro Longwear, I didn't really need to do that today. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this And this is, you're gonna be like, whoa, that's really white. Yep, that's really white. Because I want it to be super bright. And I'm kind of just bringing that down a little bit too. See how brightening that is? It's insane. And really, if you didn't have any extra darkness, you could just do this. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Beenigma powder in the shade Cameo, not the banana powder, because the banana powder is a little too yellow for me. This has a more neutral kind of tone to it. So use a fluffier synthetic brush and buff that into my under eye and on my lids too. Setting that concealer that we used. So for my bronzing kind of contour today, I'm using this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells so good. And this is a pretty light bronzer. I'm not looking for a super sharp contour today, even though I am gonna kind of do a smokier look. So I'm using my Sephora number 55 brush. My hair, baby hairs are getting all in my way. And I'm just lightly going into where my contour area would be. Another new product for me that I'm going to use for highlighting today. This is the Strobe of Genius Illuminating Palette from NYX. It's so pretty. It has so many different beautiful shades. I'm going to end up mixing these two on the sides here. And I'm going to dip my brush in both sides and use that for my cheekbone highlight today. Woo, buddy. Look at that. This brush is the Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35. It's pretty much the only highlight brush I have used for like a year. Wow, that is highlight. This is really pretty. I'm impressed. Next. Wow. Sorry, I'm just like obsessed with highlight. New NYX products is the ombre blushes that came out. I am using this, really? I'm using this stunner. It's in the shade Strictly Chic. And see how it has that beautiful gradient? So I'm just gonna mix my brush in. I love this blush brush. It's my favorite. I don't know what the actual name is, but it's the Cosmetics Luxe brush, I think. Blush brush. So I'm just gonna, these are very pigmented blushes. So make sure not to go too cray. And I'm like barely touching. Like barely putting too much pressure. And I might end up putting more on after I see how deep I do my eye makeup today. I'm planning on doing a smoky eye with the Too Faced Bon Bon palette for you guys today, but I don't know how dramatic I'm gonna go with it. Run a little bit of my Gimme Brow from Benefit through my brows first before I start my eye makeup, just because my brows are driving me insane right now. They are definitely the hardest part for me with my makeup routine, because they take forever. Right, moving on to this little beauty. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Isn't she a beauty? I love her. So, okay, we're gonna start off with doing Divinity, which is like a matte cream color all over the lid and brow bone. And then I'm going to go in with Cashew Chew, which is a very light, kind of more of a neutral cool tone. And we're gonna go in the crease with that first. So this is Divinity, going all over, like I said, the lid and brow bone area. Just give us a nice canvas to work with. I'm using a very fluffy brush for this next transition shade. This is the Cashew Chew. Oh my gosh, you can smell the chocolate. Alright, so we have a little bit of definition. Now I'm going to go in with more of a detailed, a little more of a pointed crease brush. Getting it all dusty. And I'm going to use Almond Truffle. Oh, you can't see that. Almond Truffle in the upper corner there. And it's just a little bit deeper than the first one we went in with. And I'm just going to focus that really close to the lid and into the crease. Not really fluffing it out much. So now I'm going to take Cafe Ole, the one in the middle here. Super beautiful. I'm actually going to use my fingers to start with. Clean fingers. And this does have a little bit of a glow to it, but it's not like a metallic shade really. It's probably one of my favorites from the palette though. And just kind of blend and smooth that down even more. Didn't add any more to the brush, just blending that down. So next I'm going to use this E25, a little bit more of a tapered crease brush, and I'm going to use Bordeaux, which is right next to the one we just used. So that one has a little bit of a reddish tone to it, but it's still cooler, in my opinion. And I'm barely going to pick up any product on the brush. And I'm just going to go on the outer corner here and work my way in. I'm doing a smokier eye today, but it's not like bam, super drama. I just want a little more definition to the corner, and I'm barely touching, and I'm just skimming into the crease. Hope you guys can see that. And then I'm lightly blending upwards. And I am going to use some false lashes today and some heavy liner. I'm probably not going to do a wing liner though. That just hasn't been my thing lately. So I may end up darkening that a little more once I put the lashes on and get the liner on. But I'm a kind of person that less is more, especially with dark colors. You can definitely continue to build this up though in the same manner that I'm applying it now. So just a little at a time. But I kind of like the very soft, blended smokiness of this. Alright, so that is the desired smokiness I want to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and take Satin Sheets, which is this big one on the top here, and use a flat shadow brush, and this is going to be my inner corner highlight. This has a little bit of a golden hue to it, so I don't want to use too much. Oh, that's pretty. I've used this color Satin Sheets all over the lid before too, and it was really pretty. Just using a clean fluffy crease brush to blend that highlight out a little. Now I'm going to go ahead and take Bordeaux as well as a combination of Almond Truffle and Bordeaux. So Almond Truffle and Bordeaux. And use a pencil brush and go underneath my lash line a little. Smoking that out really gently. Okay, now I'm going to be using a liquid liner. This is the Starlux Pro eyeliner. It's kind of rubbed off. I've been using it for a little bit. It's a felt tip marker. It's not my favorite liner in the world, but I'm trying to use it up. And I'm just going to use, I'm going to have to get a little closer here. I'm doing a pretty tight line. little mascara first, the CoverGirl Plumping Blast Pro. Have my lash drying here next to me. And I'm just gonna apply one layer of this. Look at those babies. These are the Unforgettable or the Lash Lorettes? Lash Lorettes from Mosquito. And you see what a difference that lash makes. Like I definitely want to go a little bit darker in the outer corner here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Drama. And I might even wet my brush into the Cafe au lait. Make that stand out a little more. Oh yeah, see how that kind of pops it a little more when you wet your brush? Alright guys, so I finished both eyes with the lashes. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my finishing spray. Usually I actually would do this before mascara, but I forgot. But this is the Scandinavia finishing spray. It really helps my makeup last all day. I'm going to do the X and the T. I try not to really move my face too much. I feel like I do a little too much sometimes, but it really does help, especially when I'm going out. Okay, so I'm gonna do my brows now. I am using the Brow Power Super Skinny from IT Cosmetics. I might go through this pretty quickly just because my brows take me forever sometimes to get perfect, so this video would be a million hours long, but I always start with my tail of my brow first, because the inner part is what really gives me the problem because it's completely not even. Okay, now that the brows are done, I'm just going to take a little bit of satin sheets and put that, which was right here, I'm going to put that on my brow bone, just a really little bit though. Just to kind of clean everything up and define the brow a little more. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the lips and then we're done. So I'm gonna use the Kylie from the lip kit, the Candy K lip kit. I really love her lip pencils, so I'm gonna use that first, and then I'm gonna use a lipstick I haven't used in a long time and I thought you guys might like to see it. So I'm just gonna line Alright, so I'm using this Buxom Big and Sexy Bold Gel Lipstick in Sinful Cinnamon. I had tried this a while ago and I thought I loved it. And I don't know. It applies really beautifully. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty.